Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pageant Project. My special guest for this evening, my time, I have no idea what time it is for her, is Sanne-Esmee, who is Miss Earth Netherlands 2025. I'm going to read out her bio. My love for nature started in childhood, spending summers camping and growing up surrounded by animals. My grandfather had sheep, and I learned how to shear them and even made my own clothing from their wool. These early experiences taught me the beauty of living close to nature and sparked my passion for sustainability. This passion grew into my advocacy, Earthwise Movement, a platform that inspires people to rethink the way we live by embracing slow fashion, upcycling, and mindful choices for the planet. Representing the Netherlands on the Miss Earth stage is a true honor. My mission is to create real change for a greener and kinder future for the next generation. Well, Sanne-Esmee, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing fine. And here right now in the Netherlands, is it 11 p.m., 11 p.m. So it's very fun how it all works with time. For example, I will be traveling in less than 2 weeks, next week, Sunday, to be exact, to the Philippines. And yeah, I'm very excited and we're busy with my preparations, of course, and already texting my queen sister. So I'm very happy.
Have you traveled much outside of the Netherlands before?
I have been to a few countries before, of course, Germany, France, Spain. I've been to Mexico when I was Spectacular Teen Netherlands, and of course to Dominica Republic to as Miss Spectacular Teen International, give my crown away to Puerto Rico. So yeah, I've been to a few countries before, but unfortunately never to the Philippines. But yeah, soon.
How are the emotions? How are the nerves at this stage? I mean, you're leaving very, very soon. Is everything calm and under control? Is it a little bit day by day? Ask me each day how it's going, but
Oh,
how are you
it's
feeling?
I am someone who likes to prepare everything. I have a schedule. I'm already packing my bags. I'm someone who really has a list of working and to-do list. Like if there's something done, I will check. So I'm very calm. And I think it's something really says a lot about me. I like to prepare and practice because practice makes perfect. And I really want to give it my best try because yeah, this pageant is really a big dream of mine. I entered the pageantry when I was 14 years old as Miss Teen of Friesland. That is where I come from Friesland. And fortunately, I wasn't placed, but my heart already was filled with passion for pageantry. And I always, from the age of 14 till now, I'm 21, I always told to myself, one day I will be representing the Netherlands and then it will be my time. So from that age till now, it was just a dream. And now my dreams are finally coming, yeah, reality.
What what was it that got you hooked into pageants? Because for different people, some people love being on stage, some people love the interview, but for yourself, what was it that hooked you into pageantry?
What really hooked me is that I could just be myself. I was bullied a lot at the time and I didn't feel very home or welcome everywhere. And then I joined the pageantry and I was just like, I can finally be myself and everybody is nice and I can do everything I love, dancing, talking. I'm very a bubbly personality. So yeah, those things just really suit my personality and that's why I got hooked by it. It's just really in my heart and I can't explain a feeling, but yeah, it's just the feeling is there.
And just quickly, can you tell me how you know Satya? Because as we were talking about before, you
Yeah.
spent some time with Satya, and I interviewed Satya. She was Miss Earth Netherlands 2021, I
Yeah.
think. I don't want to get the years wrong. And I featured her in my book. But how do you know Satya?
Well, of course, as Miss Earth Netherlands, we have a whole family, and my family of the past four queens are helping me, and also Sarah because she was, of course, Miss Earth Netherlands 2020 to 2021, and she is so lovely, and her catwalk is the best, and she told me like, "Oh, you really need to ask him. He's very kind," and I was like, "Oh, really? Is there an option?" It is just such an honor and blessing to be here. And I thought, well, I can ask him anyways, and if he says no, then yeah, okay. Because I'm very sometimes a bit shy, and I come from Friesland, and the people here are very down to earth. So we have also the hospitality of just be yourself, and you're perfectly fine. But as a pageantry girl, I can be sometimes a little bit extra, and that is the person who I really am. I'm very want to help people. I'm very kind, and I just always surrounded with people and learning new stuff. For example, crocheting. I am actually learning my neighbors here from across the street, and the little girl, she's 11, how to crochet her own dress because she saw my video from Earthwise Movement. So she just told me like, oh, you really need to ask him, and he is really the best, and about, of course, your beautiful book. So yeah, that's how I know Saartje.
Has she been, because I mentioned her in my video the other day because I've seen a lot of people walk, but Satya manages to make it look very effortless and very graceful.
Yeah.
And I know that's a lot to do with her past as a ballerina. But have you guys, has she just been preparing you in terms of what to expect? Has she been helping you with your walk? Has she been there like when everything seems like it's going wrong to calm you down? Doesn't sound like you need it, but well, what has she been doing for you?
Well, most of all, I think I see Saartje really as my sister. And of course, Nikki, Phelan, and Noah and Merel also is helping me. So those for me are my big sisters. And Saartje is just, for example, helping with my wardrobe, and of course, catwalk practice, because her turns are
Yeah.
flawless, flawless. And if there's something wrong or something has bothered me, then I can always call them. So Saartje, Nikki, the organization. So yeah, I really see them as my family.
Let me ask you this. I was thinking about this the other day, and outside of your normal big pageant countries, right? And I've worked a lot with the Americans recently, and I look at the way that the Netherlands runs pageants, and I look at the entry numbers and how many girls you have competing. And I saw a video that Sacha put up the other day, and I think she was training the Netherlands teenagers or the teenagers of Netherlands,
Mhm.
and there was like at least 10, maybe more contestants in there. And here in Australia, we're lucky if we have a handful of contestants in some of the biggest pageants. And what is it that you think? Because the Netherlands is not the biggest country in the world, but pageantry seems to be doing really, really well in the Netherlands. And I'm just curious, why do you think that's happening?
When I looked at pageantry for my personal reason why I entered is just the growth you have as a young woman to becoming the person I am right now. Um, the community, the trainings, the photo shoots. I was bullied really a lot when I entered when I was 14 years old, and unfortunately, I didn't get a title. But the lessons, there were lessons for life, because after that, I stood up to the people who bullied me, and it finally stopped. And I think it's more of the journey, of course, and we always want to win a crown, but most of the girls enter just for the connection and the personal growth. And for me, of course, it was a dream to become Miss Earth Netherlands, but I also very looked forward to the personal growth, because um, I really want to be an example about change. And I think with the organization and the help, they really changed me also in a stronger woman with her voice. So I hope, and for me personally, is that a reason that that girls are joining the beauty pageant?
What was it like when you stood up to the bullies? That must have been quite an amazing feeling, but it must have been quite scary as well.
It was, I remember it's really detailed, to be honest. My heart was in my throat. And it was, to be honest, very easy. But when you are 14 years old, everything is very scary. And they were a few, yeah, years older than me. So I just say like, hey, it's not okay. I am just being me. And if you don't like me, yeah, you can avoid me, because
Yeah.
we don't have to do this. And they were literally stunned, because I don't say anything back to them. I just always like nervous walked away, or I just let them then happen to me. But they had so much respect, and they say, well, okay. sorry that we ever bullied you because you're also very nice. And I was so confused. I like, okay,
No?
but very happy, of course. And a few years later, we came across paths again. And then they again told me how sorry they are because they follow me, of course, online. And they say, like, what you do with your platform and your
Yeah.
pageantry, like, we were just so jealous of you because we will never, ever dare it. And that's why we bullied you. And I'm so sorry that you went through everything. And um, yeah, I think that is the most beautiful thing about humanity, the feelings that we have, and that you can look at it and say, I was wrong, and learn from it. Yeah,
It is a bit confusing though,
it
that
is, to be honest. Yeah.
they really admired and respected what you did, so their solution to that was to bully you. I never will understand why people take time out of their day to do something nasty and mean. It's like if you don't like it, just move on. You don't have to take the time out to be nasty and mean. Talk to me about your advocacy. So you're heading over to the Philippines in under 2 weeks. What are you going to be excited to talk about over there? Obviously, you're going to be talking about the Netherlands, and having spoken to Satya before, I've heard about the bikes for one thing. You can bike absolutely everywhere, which I think is amazing. I've heard about the stroopwafels and all this other thing. But for
Oh,
yourself,
they're
I need to try one, by the way. I look at it. Satya sent me a photo after our interview, and it was like, it must have been the size of her face. I don't know. It
yeah.
looked amazing. But talk to me about your advocacy. What are you passionate about?
When I grew up on the countryside of Friesland, you really need to imagine just we are a flat country. So green fields of grass, animals, blue skies, and something very special, the sea dike. That's where I grew up with. And every weekend and holidays, my grandparents took me camping, so wild camping. And they have really taught the passion and love for the planet. So that is what I carry every day with me. And besides that, my grandfather, he had sheeps. So I was always helping him and making of the wool of the sheeps my own clothes, and always repairing my own clothes because I'm very creative and they have taught me how to do it. So for me, it was normal. And I noticed in my surroundings that people were very confused how I make my own dresses, how I make my own scarf, and they were very excited because I see people buying clothes online. I thought around in the Netherlands 60, 70 pieces a year, and we don't need that much clothes, to be honest. And if you repair or swap it, like upcycling, repairing, and respecting the earth, we can do so much more. So from that, my youth and the person I am right now, I really want to use my voice to inspire the new generation, because unfortunately this generation failed to protect the planet, and we don't have a planet B. So it is our job to learn with the tools, and for example crocheting or repairing clothes for the new generation, how they can protect our planet because we have failed. So that is my story and my way behind Earthwise Movement, because I believe we are the silver lining, and Earthwise is the movement that brings all those ideas back to life. So
Let's talk about fast fashion for a second, because pageantry and fashion, there's a very big crossover, obviously. And very often I would see pageant girls doing fashion hauls from companies such as Shein, not to throw anyone under the bus, but companies that sold very, very cheap clothes. And then you don't know how well they're treating their employees, and also you see how much they're throwing out. I think textile waste was a big one. So jeans, denim, things like that. I know I saw a video of you, I think just today, I think you were cutting open a pair of jeans and turning it into a dress or a skirt or something. I'll get you to tell us more about that. But I feel that people often buy fast fashion for the same reason they buy fast food. They know it's bad, but it's cheap and it's very, very easy. And I'm just wondering, have you found the same thing in your experience? Is that people are buying all these cheap clothes, but with a bit of work and care, they could do something so much better for the earth?
Yeah, I saw in my surroundings, to be honest, a lot of people buying, for example, from Shein, so fast
Yeah.
fashion stores. And I just go to them and I ask, well, if you need new clothes or just for something for an event, I have a big wardrobe for example, pageantry clothes. So we can swap, or people come to me and say, my favorite dress is broken and I don't want to buy a new
Mm.
one. Can you repair them? And it's very easy and it just takes 5 minutes of time and the dress is completely new. Or for example, the video that you saw, there was an old pair of denim jeans I never wore. I just bought them a few years ago and it was just in my closet. And I thought, well, I can make a skirt out of it because then I will wear it again.
Yeah.
Because making denim will cost the earth so much energy and 1,000 liters of water. And I think that people don't know what they're buying. For
Yeah.
example, when you buy fast fashion and you wash it in the washing machine, there will be plastic, and the plastic will come in our waters. And science said that everybody has a one like paying card. How do you say it? A
Like a
plastic,
credit card worth
yeah,
of
plastic
plastic.
amount in your body, and that is
Yeah.
something that really shook me because I don't want that for my children, and I don't want that for their children. So I am really using my voice to really make a change.
Okay, so let's say pageant girls are listening to this and they go, "Yep, that's okay for Sanne-Esmee because she knows what to do. She knows how to crochet or sew."
Yeah.
Again, you're very like Sacha with so many videos of Sacha, making clothes out of old stuff. But they go, "Okay, you know how to do that. I don't." What is the easiest place to start if someone wants to stop buying so much fast fashion?
Mhm.
Is it something, should they learn how to repair old clothes first, or should they learn how to upcycle like you do? Like what's the easiest place for someone to start?
Well, I think I have, of course, my platform, Earthwise Movement, where I share, for example, tips and advices. And living sustainable is something very personal. I can tell you how to do it because it is
Right.
in your life. So if you think, well, I have many clothes and I would like to swap them or donate to a charity, that is possible if it works for you. If you have clothes that are broken and you think, well, I'm very handy with, for example, a needle and thread, then that works for you. And if you're very creative and you have the time, you can, of course, for example, the jeans make it into a skirt. If you just start small and you see that it is effective, you get like so much more emotion, like happy, you're proud, you're telling your friends about it, like, oh, I made this. And people are really impressed. And I think when you buy something online, fast fashion, you don't have the feeling. You just wear it for a
Yeah.
few times. And for example, the skirt I will definitely wear at Miss Earth, so much compliments and people are really want to try it. And that is for me, like, I see that I'm making an impact and people are aware what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that is why I think just go to my platform, Earthwise Movement, and really see something that is suitable for you and apply in your own life, because you can't do everything at once. You just need
Yeah.
to start small in your own life, and then we can build from that. But you just need to start.
You said your grandfather had sheep. I'm curious, did you learn to shear them yourself?
Yeah, yeah. We as a family are always helping them. And it was just, yeah, it was just sometimes crazy because sheep can also be a bit stubborn, to be
Yeah.
honest. And those days were really the best days with my family. We laughing and of course working, and that is a really family tradition what they passed through to me. So
What's it like? I feel almost ashamed to ask this as an
no worries.
Australian. I probably should know. But what's it like shearing a sheep? Because I've seen like sheep throwing a tantrum and kicking everywhere, and they can be quite, temperamental at times. Like, how difficult is it to shear a sheep?
Well, the first time I ever sheared a sheep, I was a bit scary
Yeah.
because I'm a very big animal lover, and I really thought like I'm hurting the sheep, but it isn't. And my aunt is holding the sheep very still so that I can't hurt the sheep, for
Yeah.
example. And when I just saw everyone without their wool, how happy they were, because it is very warm from that and heavy. And of course, you do it before of course, the summer, because sometimes it can be very warm, unfortunately, here in the Netherlands. So yeah, it just very happy, and making my own clothes of it is just like my circle is just full and round.
What's the I've seen some photos of sheep who had escaped and then run in the wild, and so they hadn't been
Yeah,
shorn for a long time. And I kid you not, when it just looks like a giant ball of wool, and you can see the face in it, and then they shave it off, and it looks completely different.
they're
But
so
what
happy. They're really
they
happy.
are, well, I can imagine, like if it's going into summer and you're covered with a lot of wool, it's not going
Yeah.
to feel very comfortable. What's the process to go from shearing the wool to turning it into clothes?
Well, of course, you have to really wash them, because the sheep have, of course, oils in them. And
Yeah.
after that, you're just going to make a thread out of it, and it will take a couple of hours. And most of the time, my mom and my aunts are helping me. And then you just have a little bit of thread, and I can just crochet it. So that is, yeah, one of the most easiest ways to tell you, because it's a very difficult progress to make the wool clean enough, and to make a very, not too thick but not too thin thread out of it.
Do you remember the very, very first thing you ever made with your own hands?
Yes, I do. And I thought it's somewhere on Facebook still, of my parents. I thought I was 9, and my parents, they had like a very old bed sheet and curtains. And I thought, well, I already was making on drawing a lot of designs for clothes, because when I was younger, I really want to be a singer. It didn't work out. Or a designer. So I thought, well, I'm very handy, and I'm going to make my own first fashion line. So I made a whole outfit for my mom and for my sister and for myself. And I was so proud of it. And I asked my mom, like, you definitely need to wear this at work, because it's perfect. And my mom was like, she's the best, but she thought, yeah, it's too beautiful to wear it. It's too beautiful. I'm just going to put it in my closet. And I think in a few years she just threw it away. And when I look to the pictures, I understand, because I was just 9, and it was okay, but not suitable to wear to work. So
Did you get your parents' permission before you took their bed? I just had this picture of you taking their bed sheets and their curtains down and then cutting holes in it and then turning it in. Did you get your parents' permission? Did they know what was going on, or you just
yeah, so
started repeating
they no,
everything?
no, they definitely know. So I understand, and maybe I had to put it in the story. So they were changing the whole house, for example, and they were going to throw the fabric away. So I
Right.
thought, well, it's my time to shine. I'm going to make a beautiful outfit for you. So
What's your favorite thing that you ever made with your own hands?
I think I see a lot of young girls wearing like cover ups for bikinis, and from yeah, they don't buy local, unfortunately, or handmade. You're just buying it online and pay very high prices, and of course, the production, how it is made. And I really just made in one day a whole cover up for your bikini, to show that it's very easy, realistic, and also good for your own wallet.
Yeah.
Because I just buy wool from, unfortunately, not for our sheeps, but from the local market. And I just showed that to my friends, and they were literally stunned that it was so easy and just practical, because you can make your own measurements, you can use your own fabric and color. And now we're together making our own. The summer's unfortunately over, but for next year they have a bikini cover up, so that is something very special. And I made my own bikini. I crocheted it, so I will definitely bring that to the Philippines.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the fashion scene like? Is there a big fashion industry in the Netherlands? So if you wanted to buy local, that's possible, or is most of the fashion coming from overseas?
Unfortunately, I think still there's a lot of overseas shipping to the Netherlands, but I see a very big trend, luckily, of buying second-handed and repairing. And I think almost in every city there is a second-hand store, even a few blocks away here in Friesland. And I live in a very small village, is a second-hand store. So that is very good. And also the community is swapping and repairing clothes. So there is a very big trend upcoming, but unfortunately not everybody is informed yet. But I think with my platform, Earthwise Movement, I can really inform them, and they will be stunned how beautiful clothes there are in the secondhand store, or how easy it is to make your own. So,
do you have any plans to open your own fashion label?
I would love to. Definitely. I have thought about it, about which recycled fabrics, and I'm currently busy with making from 100% recycled cotton t-shirts that it will be thrown away, my own bags. So I thought of selling them and donating the money for charity, but unfortunately nobody was interested yet, and the bags aren't done. So, but I'm making my own book about how you can do it easily yourself, and the tips and advices that help me when I start making my own clothes. And I will be publishing the book around December. So I really am hoping that people are inspired and really are trying to live sustainable, because we really need to change the planet.
Oh, I mean, you're going to the Philippines in under 2 weeks. There's going to be you're going to meet a lot of amazing women who all have their own advocacies. I'm just curious, how would you plan to get more people involved in what you do and what the other girls are doing? Let's say if you're lucky enough to have another crown placed on your head in roughly a month's time. I think it's one thing to have your advocacy, but it's another thing to get people excited about it and get them involved. So we're not just talking about it, because, what we do here, we talk about it, it's great, but I'm always interested in how do we actually get people involved. So what would your plans be to get more people involved in upcycling or repairing their own clothes, or just like buying fast fashion less?
Unfortunately, people don't really, when they don't see it, they don't understand it. When they listen, they hear it, but they don't really see how important it is. So I have made a lot of clothes on my own, just from my wardrobe for the beauty pageant. And I really want to show them on the global stage how easy it is, and also how beautiful. Because is it second-handed or handmade doesn't mean that it is less worth. It is more worth, because you really protect the earth. You're making something with your own hands, so your posture is more convinced and happy. And I think with my story, because I was always living sustainable and making my own clothes from a very young age, and of course camping in the wild with my grandparents, those are the key features, and something says a lot about my personality, that is making me very unique. Because when they see my actions in real life, they hear my story, and they see my platform, I think that is a combination that they really get inspired. And that is really my goal, to use my voice on a global stage and let them see how it is possible, because it is very important to change. It is 2 minutes to midnight, and if we don't change now, the next generation, my children and your children, don't get to acknowledge everything I have lived for wild camping with my grandparents, making my own clothes. And that is something I would love to tell my children and teach them.
So when you get to the Philippines, I'm imagining you're going to be wearing more than a few things that you made yourself or upcycled yourself. Were you ever nervous that they weren't going to look pageant enough? Because I know a lot of girls, they're like, oh, I could make something myself, but it's going to look terrible, so it's not going to be good enough for a pageant. And I think that's a shame, because I think that's the exact moment when it's the most important, when we want everything to look great and fashionable. No, even then, that's like, you can make something yourself or upcycle something yourself. Were you nervous at all that it wasn't going to quite look good enough to show on the international stage?
No, I was never nervous on an international stage about making my own clothes. For me, it is a very powerful movement to show them and the whole world how it is possible, and also for your everyday life. Because a pageantry outfit with the glitter and the glamour is something you only wear for 1 or 2 times in your life, and an everyday outfit is so much more. And even my pageantry clothes with the glitter and the glamour, I'm swapping, for example, with Saartje. I have clothes from her, from Noah, from Phelan, from Nikki. And that is how we do it in the Miss Earth Netherlands community. So a very big family. And I always think I am very happy and proud with my wardrobe. And if I wear it with pride and with a big smile, that is one of the most beautiful things you can ever wear, is your smile and confidence. So then your whole outfit doesn't really need to be perfect because you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And you are just happy to see everyone because you made your own clothes. So that's why I never ever doubt about my wardrobe if it was less for Miss Earth.
I love that, because your wardrobe actually has a story behind it. And it's not just, oh, I bought it from this store. You can actually tell a story behind it. I'm curious, because you've thought about this a lot more. You have a lot more knowledge than I do in this area. But so, for example, I wear things for way too long, probably too long. I wear them until they have holes in it, right? But let's say I have an old t-shirt. I have an old t-shirt that's got some holes in it. Is there anything that I can do with it to reuse that or upcycle? I mean, my parents would turn it into a towel or something like that. But old t-shirts or an old towel, I have a towel that I used for many years upstairs and it finally tore a hole in it. Can I use like an old t-shirt, an old towel, or an old pair of socks to do anything interesting?
Well, for example, currently I'm also making a bag of an old t-shirt. So just cutting it in, and I don't know if you really need a bag, but maybe for a friend or a present to give, you can just cut it in very thin lines and knot it together. And then you can just crochet your own bag. And I also made a denim bag of it. I have posted on my Earthwise Movement platform of 2 denim old jeans. And when I saw online, I was just curious what the price was when you buy this online. Is 200 or 300 euros, and I just made it myself from 2 old denim jeans that I will definitely throw away because there were also holes in it.
Yeah. I definitely think you need to be launching your own fashion label. So the book you're publishing in December,
Yes.
that's going to show people how to do this as well?
Yeah, I am currently still busy working on it, taking pictures and making sure that everything is very clear. Because for me, it is logic to think this way. But when you start, I really want to inspire, because the first time you will be trying, it maybe not be how you imagined. And I want to be very exact and clear how to follow the steps so that you can have the same result as I did when I made my first item. Well, I hope it is better than, of course, my first for my mom, of course, but you understand me.
I think we're going to need some practice. It's like, if you read a cookbook from a really famous chef, I can follow the recipe. It doesn't mean it's going to end up completely the same. But I mean, I feel like if I could read your book and I could learn how to do this, then anyone could learn how to do this. Because I think you have, in English, we call it the curse of knowledge, because you started this when you were really young. And I think your brain was kind of wired that way. Like you started drawing, fashion designs and things like that. My brain doesn't work like that at all.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. But if your book can lay it out like picture step by step, like fashion for dummies, fashion for idiots, that's me, because I would have no idea where to start. So how long have you been working on this book for?
Well, when I first started, so entering, that was 14. Then last year, so 2024, I just came up with the idea of I would really like to enter. I think it is time. I have the knowledge, the courage, and the voice, because I was always a bit nervous to talk about where I stand for, because in Friesland sometimes people called me a granny, and I don't think I'm a granny because I'm making my own clothes and crocheting and needling. But that was something I was a bit shy about. But I thought, well, they don't know how to make it, so of course they
Yeah.
react this way. So that is how I came up with writing my own book. So before I even entered the pageantry, I thought, well, I really want to publish it anyway, so I'm going just to
Mm.
make it, and we will see how this amazing journey ends. And I did every day with a big smile, with my passion, and talking about my platform. And now it is almost time to publish it. So the time goes so fast, and I cannot wait to give people my book. Like, hey, you
Yeah.
can make it by yourself. And if you don't, if you have any questions, of course, people can always call me or send me a message through my platform, Earthwise Movement, because I would love to help them. Because yeah, my
Well,
family helped me, so I want to help you.
well, I hope that I can get it over here in
Yeah.
Australia. That's all I'm going to say, because it sounds like I definitely need this book. You said people call you a granny. I mean, is that? See, here's the thing. I quite like the olden days. Like
Me too.
I very often wish that we could go back before social media, before technology, before AI. And I don't know if it's the same with you. When you talk about camping, I like going. I like fishing. So I like nothing better than going on a boat. There's no signal there, so I can't check social media. I don't have to create content. And sometimes it's just, I think it's better for us as humans to go back into the olden times where we didn't have social media, we weren't comparing, and we actually learned to talk to one another rather than everything is just on social media. So have you found that you are, we call it like an old soul? Have you ever thought that, oh, it'd be so nice if we could go back to like and when I say olden days, Sanne, I'm not talking about like 20 years ago. I'm not talking about 100 years ago. It's
Okay.
like before social media became this huge thing and we're always looking at it, scroll, 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 scroll. Have you ever thought, gee, it would be nice to go back to the way things were?
Well, I always thought that I was different from the classmates I was in, because I had really summers that I didn't have my phone. I was
Mhm.
just outside with my grandfather. He was talking about which butterfly came around, which flower we saw. And those moments were for me that I was like, I'm home, not on social media. So
Yeah.
I have an old soul, and I'm very proud of it. And I think laying your phone away from a few hours a day, or just really, okay, this weekend, I really want to distress and focus on myself and on my personal health. Just go outside, have a walk, go
Mm.
camping, because nature is something that really grounds us. And fresh air, sunlight, and just a feeling that you're welcome, I think those are the key words to
Yeah.
really be happy. And we humans don't need much, only nature, sun, and food, and just
Yeah.
happy. Yeah.
Um, I was gonna ask you where your happy place is, and you've mentioned camping a few times. When can you describe for me your perfect camping getaway? Like if you got to camp anywhere for a weekend or a week or however long you wanted to go, describe to me what you would be doing. What would your camping trip look like?
What my perfect camping trip will look like is a very sunny day, a few clouds, beautiful view, and we have the perfect spot to camp. We have a campfire. Um, I personally very like the forest. And when you have a lake, you can, for example, be fishing, because
Mm.
one of my hobbies is also fishing. That is what my father has taught me, of course. And just relax, listen to the forest, to the sounds, just feel the air coming and feeling the sun on your face. Just, yeah, it makes me very happy just realizing that you are just yourself, and that is okay because you are you. And that is a feeling that nature really gives me. I'm
Mm.
welcome, I am enough. And then I really appreciate what is around me. And unfortunately, people don't see it, how important the forest, water, and everything around us is. And that is not normal for us to have it, because with fast fashion, we destroy it. And people don't
Yeah.
see when they buy online what it costs really for the earth. And I really want to show them how we can change it and how important life for them on the planet with nature is for them, because they don't feel it the same way I feel. They don't have it, and I want
Yeah.
to teach them and show them, for especially the new generation. um, yeah, I want to give my feeling for nature to them,
I,
so that's why.
I asked that because your camping sounds like my idea of camping. But
Yeah,
I find that in this day and age, when people talk about camping, I don't know if you've heard this term called glamping.
yeah,
And and it's basically you go and stay in a hotel that's in the middle of the forest. And to me, that's missing the point. Because I think to what you were saying, I don't think you can appreciate what you've got until it's gone.
hmm,
And I think the only way to really experience nature is to go in it, live in it, get away from all the stuff that we keep ourselves busy with, and go camping, have a campfire, not a heater, not an air conditioner. Sometimes, there's, at least here in Australia, there's mosquitoes, there's flies. But you know what? That's kind of what makes the experience, isn't it? Like you're outdoors,
yeah.
it's not perfect. Sometimes it's a bit dirty, you get a bit muddy, or it rains. But that's part of the fun of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. To have, to be honest, nothing around you can be one of the most powerful moves. Making your own food on the fire.
Mhm.
We don't have, of course, a television because we don't have electric or water. Watching outside the stars, hearing the birds, have real conversations with each other, and yeah, I'm always, when I come back after a camping trip, I feel very much myself again and so much relaxed and happy, because
Yeah,
I'm also someone who don't like going into hotels. I'm really someone who goes into nature with my
yeah.
backpack, with my tent, and just enjoy. Yeah.
What what was your schooling like? Your experience in school growing up? I know you said you were bullied, but apart from that, you strike me as someone who is different in the best way, but different, because what you're talking about, going camping, learning how to make your own clothes, at least here in Australia, that's not something that you're really taught, right? You go into school, you have
Mhm.
to sit down, shut up, you're not supposed to talk, and then you have to learn your math, you have to learn your English, the science, because you've got to pass a test. And so many kids just absolutely hate that environment. Did you, with your, old soul, or people making fun of you, calling you granny, how did you find school?
I thought school was a pretty amazing place. Besides the bullying, of course, I am
Yeah.
someone who really loves my math. I really like the economy classes, and of course history. We in school had six um, subjects you can choose, but it was possible to add two more, so in total eight. And I was the one who did eight because I really like the creativity subjects we had at school. So that's why after school I always stayed with my teacher, who was teaching me how to make my own, for example, closet and my own basket. And those things are very felt connected, because those people really saw my value and the person that I already become or became. And school was for me something sometimes difficult, but
Yeah.
with the right people around me, and of course the teachers really saw the person I was, I felt very welcome. And yeah, I just loved playing everything I had and learning. And I was such a kind of a nerd. I really liked going to school. And unfortunately, I finished my education last year. But after this, I really want to get back in college.
So tell me more about that. Where do you see yourself in, let's say, a year's time, 2 years' time, 5 years' time, aside from the pageant side of things? What are you envisioning for yourself as a career path?
Well, I hope, of course, that my book will be a success and that I can work as a teacher to
Hmm.
teach the new generation how sustainability works in your everyday life, how to make your own clothes, because that is something I really missed in my school. The knowledge how to repair your own wardrobe, for example, when something is broken, how you do it. That is one of the things I really missed, and
Yeah.
but it's my personal interest, so that's why I know a lot of it. And I would love to give the new generations that in the class, and of course help them with their questions and show them ways that my grandparents, my father, and my mother taught me. I will tell them.
Have you been connecting with any of your fellow Miss Earth sister queens?
Yes, a lot, to be honest. We are in a very big group chat, of course. And when there's a new queen crowned, so welcome to our new Earth Queen sisters, of course, then I will text them like, hey, congratulations, how are you feeling? Because I remembered the first time when Miss Earth, the official page, posted my headshot.
Yeah.
I was literally crying because of happiness and proud. I was so proud. It is just such a big dream coming true, and it didn't feel realistic at all. I just texted Saartje and Nikki. I was like, "Oh my god, it is real! It is literally real. I am not dreaming." So that's why I text them like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Because I really enjoy talking to them. And I think it's very important that we already connect, because together we really can change the world. So it is very easy and fun, of course, to know each other beforehand, before Miss Earth, of course.
Have you made any best friends yet? Not to throw anyone under the bus. I'm sure you love everyone equally, but
Yes.
have you made any particularly close friends already?
Well, I really like Miss Earth England. She's very kind and also very bubbly personality, so that is fun. And she's also making her own clothes. I have a lot of contact with Miss Earth Spain. We're also planning a live chat together next week, so that is very fun. And of course, Abigail, she's also very sweet. So I have some, the list goes on, but those three people, yeah, I have talked a lot to them, and they are very kind, and I'm looking forward to finally meet them in person. It is such strange because you already know each other, because you have
Yeah.
seen each other online and of course texting, but you never ever met them. So I'm
Yeah.
very excited.
Yeah. No, I know what that's like because I speak to so many of you through a
Yes.
webcam, and then sometimes I get to meet you in person, and it's very, very weird because you've
Yes,
spoken to this person so much, whether it's chatting online or a text, and then suddenly you see the person in front of you, and your brain doesn't quite connect the two straight away, and it takes a bit of a bit of time. What are you most looking forward to when you get to the Philippines? I mean, how much has been planned out? How long are you going over there for?
Well, I'm traveling 12 October here in the Netherlands, and I will arrive at Manila on the 13th of October around 6:30 p.m. So then it will finally begin, because I am definitely counting the days when I can departure to the Philippines. The fans are so kind, and I cannot, yeah, say how grateful I am for um, how, yeah, they are really motivating me to do every day the best I can, to use my voice, to use my platform, Earthwise Movement. And I'm very looking forward to really see them and meet them and talk to them. I am learning Tagalog to really get a connection going. And using my voice and my platform on a global stage is something I really dreamed of when I was 14 and entered the beauty pageant world. So that is why, and what I'm looking I'm excited for.
How is your Tagalog going? How many phrases have you learnt?
Well, not as good to pronounce, so I'm just learning how to pronounce it correctly. I know a lot of words, but my pronunciation is not that yet, but there is still time left. And I am practicing with Nikki how to connect it right, because she is Miss Earth 2019 and she can almost speak it fluently. So I'm
Wow. Okay.
very grateful that she's helping me. And of course, a lot of fans have texted me like, "Hey, I want to practice with you." So as I just said, they are the best. They are so kind to me.
So, do you have any more preparation to do in between now and when you're leaving? Because it sounds like you've got everything prepared and ready to go already.
Yeah, I really want to go. I really want to travel tomorrow if it's possible. Unfortunately, not. There are still a few things. I'm still working on a second crocheting piece, and of course my bag. But that is more because it's fun and it's not a must. It's just because I want it and I really want to show it on a global stage. And of course, I have some amazing posts to do and an interview on my Earthwise Movement platform. So I'm very busy, and of course, making sure I have everything in my suitcase. I think that is something very important, that you don't forget anything, because traveling back home, for example, your final gown, because you maybe forget it, it's a shame. It's a shame.
How many suitcases are you taking over?
I have two big suitcases and one small one. So I think it's quite well.
That's not too bad.
No,
Two big suitcases and one little one. That's not too bad.
yeah.
It sounds like you can't wait to go. It sounds like you're ready to go compete.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm very excited. And one thing about me, I'm just um, very. I am very patient, but when I'm very excited and I cannot wait, and you really live for the beauty pageant to start for Miss Earth, so I'm just like, oh my gosh, 8 days, 6 days. Oh my God, it's almost time. So the days are going so slow, but I think when I finally arrive at Manila, the time will and it will be done, unfortunately. So I'm going to enjoy every moment. I'm living for this dream since I was 14 years old. So I'm just so thrilled that it's almost going to start.
You sound like a little kid waiting
Yeah,
for Christmas.
I feel the kid in me.
What do you think it's going to feel like when you are announced as Miss Earth Netherlands over there for the first time, or you get to say your title? That will have to be a special feeling.
Yes, it is. I think at that moment I will feel very proud, and also seeing myself, my little one, the 14 years old Sanne-Esmee, next to me and looking up to me and saying, "You are doing amazing. Let's keep going." So that is the feeling I think I will have when they really officially for the first time, Sanne-Esmee, Miss Earth Netherlands. Yeah, I just proud, happy, and just blessed and honored to represent my country.
Just before we move to the close, because I've had you on for almost an hour already,
Oh
your
my.
name, where did your name come from? You said it's like the only one, you're the only Sanne-Esmee out there. Do you
Yeah.
know how you got named that?
Yeah, of course. So, of course, my mama was pregnant of me, and she just had a feeling. And I think women and feelings when they are having a child is something magical. And she just felt that I was special. And she thought one day, hmm, this is Sanne-Esmee. And the name has always stuck with my parents. And when I
Hmm.
was born, my mother just cried and said, "Yeah, she is our special. She is our gift, and she will change the world." So my mother already saw it when I wasn't even born yet, and that's why they called me Sanne-Esmee, and I'm very proud of my name and where I come from, and that I representing the Netherlands is just really a blessing.
Did your parents have any idea about pageants when you entered them for the first time?
No, no, they were very skeptical at first, but they really saw the growth from 14-year-old
Yeah.
Sanne-Esmee before and 14 years Sanne-Esmee after. They were just like so proud. They were so proud, and my father was crying when he saw me on stage and filming everything, and he was just so proud. And a few years later, when I was 17 and winning an international beauty pageant, you cannot imagine how proud my parents were, and of course the whole family. And I really remembered because my mom was also with me in Mexico for
Yeah.
Spectacular Teen International. she just cried like a half hour, like, oh my God, I can't believe you're my child. And like, oh, she was so proud and happy. And she always said to me, I knew you were special and you were made for changing the
Mm.
world. So that is why also with my platform and what makes me unique is very the passion, the uniqueness of my story, and the ways I can teach you how to live sustainable with Earthwise Movement. So that's why.
Out of the three of you, your mum, your dad, yourself, who's cried the most?
I think my mom, but maybe my dad is a close call.
That's unusual, but I'm glad to hear that. It's always good to hear that the father is crying as well, not just the mother. Sanne-Esmee, before we move towards a close, is there anyone that you want to say thank you to or give a shout out to for supporting you along your journey?
But I really want to say thank you to my Miss Earth Queen sisters and, of course, my Miss Earth Netherlands family. They are really my biggest support and helping me. I can always text them. And, of course, I'm looking very forward to meet my Queen sisters. I want to thank you for everyone for your support, your help, and your trust in me as your Miss Earth Netherlands. And, of course, thank you, Adrian Kwan, for this amazing interview because it was a real blessing. It was really nice talking to you, and I want to say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. As I told you, it was very last minute, but we managed to make it work. All right, let's go through these final 10 questions. So, number one, what is your favorite word?
My favorite words is a Dutch word or an English word?
Whichever one you want, or both if you feel like it.
Okay. Well, I really like the English word crocheting because it's very beautiful said in English, and in Dutch it's called haken, and it's haken and crocheting. So
What does Hagen mean?
haken is the translation in Dutch for crocheting, but it's very
Oh,
different. And one of the most words are very like is goeiedag, and that is Frisian for hello.
so many languages. I don't think I've met anyone who can speak so many languages so fluently. That's really odd, Hagen, because there was a brand of ice cream here. I think it was called Hagen Dazs. And I had no idea that Hagen meant crocheting. It must mean something else. It can't be a brand of ice cream called Crochet, but that's odd that you say that, Hagen. Okay, what is your least favorite word?
My least favorite word, I think beste and fast fashion, definitely. Beste means bullying in Dutch, and fast fashion speaks for itself.
Of course. In life, what gets you excited or what turns you on?
Wild camping. Wild camping. I really like camping, and of course crocheting my own clothes. So that is something I'm very looking excited to. And currently, as you may have guessed, traveling to the Philippines for Miss Earth.
How are you with spiders?
Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't want them. Don't like it. Never ever will be. Sorry.
Because I was going to say, if you can deal with spiders, and camping in Australia is a lovely place to go camping.
Yeah.
You just have to be ready to sometimes see a spider or two and maybe a snake. But
I'm not afraid of snakes or anything else. And when I see a spider, I'm like, and then I just most of the time I have a book with me on my e-reader, and I just trying to scoop them out. Don't not killing him, but just like, but there's a lot of screaming and like ah. So yeah,
okay,
big
well,
fan of spiders.
it sounds like you'd still enjoy it. You just would have to bring your e-reader along or a book or something like that. Okay, so that's what turns you on. What about what turns you off?
What turns me off is that people don't see how important sustainability is. They're just denying it and always in always in a fight with themselves because they see it but they don't want to see it. So that is something really bothering me.
What sound or noise do you love?
Bird sounds from nature, of course, and the sound of the sea. In Friesland, I live very close to the sea, so when I just open my window, I can
Mm,
hear the noises. So it's amazing.
that's the best sound in the whole world. I
Yeah.
think the sound of the waves and the ocean. What sound or noise do you hate?
I really don't like the sounds of very big cities, about the noises, about the car. Um, I really don't like being in that very crowded area. I am someone I live to be outside. I live to live in nature. So that is
Yeah.
something that doesn't really suit me.
Yeah, yeah, I find that makes me quite anxious.
Yeah.
I feel like I just want to get away from it all, the noise. Number 7, if you could have any one superpower, what would you pick and why?
My superpower would be that I understand everyone, because there are a lot of unfortunate problems if it comes on people not seeing sustainability and pollution. And if I really understand them, I know
Hmm.
exactly what to say and see them how it is possible to change. And I can tell my story with my platform, Earthwise Movement, how we can save the planet. So that is one superpower I would love to have.
What job would you most like to attempt?
Zookeeper. I would love to.
That's that's an easy.
Or making my own fashion clothes, of course, from the sustainable fabrics. That was also something very suitable for me, but definitely something that I can help the planet or protect animals, or maybe we don't really have it. People who work in forests to protect the nature, but maybe one day.
What job would you not like to attempt?
I would not like to work in an office because it's not outside. I really want a place where I can just be in nature, outside. Every day is different, and working in an office is not something that really suits my character.
Have you ever tried working in an office?
Yes, I did for my internship as making my own hospitality, but
Yeah,
um, it was not something that really suits me.
fair enough. I'm not surprised to hear that at all. Final question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Oh, it's a very emotional question, I think, because I'm baptized a few months ago.
Oh,
I
wow.
finally found God, and if God could say that you have done wonderful, and I'm so proud of you, yeah, I don't know, makes my whole heart full.
That's all right. You're not the first person to tear up when I ask that question
It's a
by
beautiful.
by any means. It's not my question. I borrowed or stole these questions from someone else, but I do like them. And I finished hundreds. You're probably close to the 400th person I've interviewed. I've ended every interview with the same 10 questions. Even with Satya, I can't remember what Satya said to as her answers. But Sanne-Esmee, it's been amazing having you on. Best of luck over in the Philippines. Not that you need it, and I'm sure I'm looking forward to seeing what you do on stage. But I'm also looking forward to getting your book.
Yeah, I'm very excited what you think about it, but I definitely know that you get inspired and will change your own towel or denim jeans. Maybe not in a skirt, but maybe in something different. So I'm looking forward to see it online.
I will try. Don't expect a lot. Don't expect it's not going to be anywhere near as good as you, but I will try. I'll keep you with me for just a sec whilst I hang out with the audience. But thanks everyone for watching, and we will speak to you next time.